Hey everybody, it's Germ. I wanted to make a quick video on how I weigh the tongue of this giant beast to make sure I know what my tongue weight is, and I wanted to share it with you all. It helps with selecting a weight distribution hitch and making sure your load is pretty balanced. So let's jump right in there and see what we got. Okay guys, so it's rural America. I apologize for the background noise. Hopefully you don't hear it too bad, but here's what I got going on. This is my Sherline scale, and this scale is super useful for weighing tongue weight, pin weight, that sort of thing. I've got two gauges. This is my 2,000 pound gauge. I've actually got the trailer weighed right now, so my tongue weight's right at 1,300 pounds right now, which is great because the camper's actually loaded for camping, and so that's like my worst case scenario weight right there. And so I wanted to make this quick video and show you the setup that I've got on how I actually do this. And so I jack the trailer up with the trailer jack, the power tongue jack, and then I set a 6-ton floor jack just on a board underneath the trailer tongue. And I like this one because it's wide enough to, you know, go around the mouth or completely cover the ball mount. And at that point, what I do is I lower it down. I lower it down onto the floor jack, so it's pretty safe. And then I lift up the trailer tongue jack and slip underneath it my Sherline scale. And so at that point, I just go ahead and put the weight on this scale, and I use my phone, which I can't show you because I don't have, I'm actually using my phone to record this. I use my phone to see if it's level or not. And once the trailer's level, that's whenever I get my reading. And so I do this like 3 times to get an average. And I stop a time or two because that kind of jars the fluid inside of the scale, and it helps get a more accurate reading. And so I've always been around 1,250 to 1,300 pounds of tongue weight, and that's right back where I'm at right now. Just a couple little things on the Sherline scale. I'll get you turned around here and look at it here in a minute, but this fella is there's a few things that I think it would be helpful for you to know and to understand about it. So it does have some warnings on it. Do not lift scale by piston, which is this thing, so you never want to pick it up here. Place squarely under load for accurate reading, and not legal for trade. So this is not something you're going to be like making legal advice and that sort of thing on. This is just for your personal use to measure the tongue weight. It comes with this little block. Don't throw this away. After you're done with it, just kind of position this in between, position that block in between the piston and the body. This is a 2,000 pound gauge, but they come with 5,000 and 1,000 pound gauges. And if you purchase one, I purchased one with the 5,000 pound gauge, thinking I might get a fifth wheel in the future, and I still might. But I bought the replacement gauge to measure the 2,000 pound increment to get a little bit more accurate reading on this particular trailer. It also comes with an attachment so that you can run it up inside the trailer tongue, kind of like that. But I like, as I said in the video, I like to put it underneath the jack. So this is the attachment that can go up inside of that ball mount, and you just screw it on. But it goes up in there, and then for me, I just store it in a little bag and put it in my toolbox and try to keep it safe and sound there. So I'm in the camper now, and this is a rear living camper, and I wanted to just tell you that because it's rear living tends to be a little heavier on the tongue. There's not a whole lot in the back of the trailer, so there's not a bunch of appliances or anything like that. This trailer, actually, all of the appliances are in front of the axles. So my heater, my water tank, my refrigerator, and my stove They're all actually in front of the trailer axles, which is why it has such a heavy tongue weight for only 9,000 pounds. So what can I do to offset that just a little bit? It would actually be well over 1,300 pounds if I didn't do a few things. So let me show you inside the camper what I've done. So this is my area. It's kind of a dead space that exists like right between the two slides and behind the island. So I've got like my Blackstone grill, a stand, canopy, just a couple other little things. Got my propane tank here as well. I have quite a bit of stuff back here. I've got a few things like an extra jack back here. And oh, just realized the only appliance is the air conditioner that's in that electric stove. So not a whole lot of weight to offset the tongue weight on this one. Under the front, I've actually got quite a bit of stuff. And so realizing how much my tongue weighs right now, and so like I said, I'm actually in a kind of a worst case scenario. I've got a little bit of weight up here. This is kind of bulky stuff, but it's not that heavy. So there's not a whole lot of weight actually here, and underneath the pass-through, there's not a lot of weight there either. So I'm at pretty much the best case scenario for my tongue weight and getting it, you know, under 1,300 pounds. I have to keep managing that because everything is in front. So even the bathroom's not too bad. Even the bathroom, all of the linens, all of that contributes to the tongue weight. And so I highly recommend getting a Sherline scale. That way you can double check your own tongue weight and see how far off your estimations are. Whenever they first set up this trailer at Camping World for me, that hitch that I had was a 1,000 pound bar hitch, and it was a very rough ride home, let me just tell you. So now I've got the 1,400 pound bar, which is exactly what I needed for that amount of tongue weight, 1,250 to 1,300 pounds. And so keep in mind that my weight distribution hitch, everything right now is under the pass-through, so it's pretty-ish close. Some things you can do to offset that heavy tongue weight is move some of the heavier stuff to the back, which I've tried to do already. There's just not a whole lot to move back here. Behind these seats are actually these are behind the axle, and behind these recliners are things like dining tables. I've got two tables back here. I've got those lounge recliners, things like that. So I've got almost as much weight as I can back here, and I still have a very high tongue weight. So let me calculate that percentage real quick, and I'll be right back, and I'll put it right. Ciao. So yeah, I'm right at 14% tongue weight, which is excellent for most trailers. I mean, that's what people really want. They want that heavier tongue weight to make it a little bit more stable. I, on the other hand, would like to have a little bit lighter tongue weight. But, you know, it is what it is. If I could get it down to about 12-ish%, I'd be much happier as far as the balance on Silva. Hitch is able to handle the 1,250 to 1,300 pounds of tongue weight. And yes, technically measuring it where I am underneath the trailer tongue could be different, like at the jack point than at the very end of the hitch where the ball mounts. So you do want to do both of those. I like measuring it where I showed you guys underneath the tongue jack because it's safer. I don't like putting that round ball cup on top of the scale. And so just wanted to point that out, that there may be a small difference, but in my measurements, it's not enough to even matter. So there is a percentage difference. I think mine ended up being 1 or 2% difference. It's inconsequential over the long term. But double check yours. Yours may have a bigger difference. Mine's not that far. Your tongue may be longer and have a greater leverage or difference or something like that. So double check, make sure you measure. I will have an Amazon affiliate link down below to the 2,000 pound Sherline scale if you're interested in that. I highly recommend getting one. I also drop a link to a 6,000 or 6-ton jack stand in case you want to do this as well. This is the easiest way for me to do it. I just kind of stumbled across it, how to do it this way, because out of necessity, I needed to measure the tongue weight, because you really need to know your numbers. And so my hitch is rated on my truck, like the sticker on the actual hitch is just a fuzz under 1,400 pounds. So that's the NHT. It's the same receiver on the NHT max tow package as what's on Silva. I know because I cross-referenced part numbers on them. So the receiver itself is not overloaded, but for everybody on the who's with the tow police, you know, anybody like that, I've been a member myself, so I understand. The sticker says not to exceed 900 pounds of tongue weight, so I am over the sticker tongue weight on my truck, but I am not exceeding the component hitch weight. And so got LT tires on the truck now, and you know, balancing out the load is no problem. I'll try to drop a picture of the latest picture of this truck hitched up to this trailer right around here. So everything's running good. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. If you got any questions, please let me know. There is another way to measure the tongue weight using a bathroom scale. I used that method for years. It's pretty reliable. It works great, and I'll try to drop a link to a great write-up I found the other day on this. So if you guys want to, please check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope y'all have a great day.